Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tom LaHue, and today we're going to talk about shifting the focus of your attention. The reality is there's enough crap going around for all of us in our lives that if we focus on the negative stuff, how are you going to feel? 100% predictable, negative. And then that starts to spiral downhill and nothing good comes from this. We got to change what we're going to focus our attention on. Thank you for watching this video. I know it's going to help you. All right, guys, let me ask you something. Have you ever gotten so negative that you just can't see anything positive around you anymore? It just feels like everything is gray, everybody's ugly, everybody's stupid. I mean, this happens to us from time to time when we focus our attention on all the things that are unfair and how poorly we've been treated and how life is not working out for me. And all of us could do this. I mean, even successful people, if they wanted to, they could focus on anything negative in their life. And it's 100% predictable how you're going to feel. You're going to feel overwhelmed, frustrated, angry, anxious, worried, panicked. And the sad reality is this is some people's normal everyday experience. And if you've gotten stuck in a loop like this and you don't know how to get out of it, that's what this video is about. It's about challenging the focus of your attention and realizing that we can't control all the circumstances in our life, but we do get to control what we're going to focus our attention on. You get to control that. It's not easy to control it. It's not easy to get in control of your mind. Most of us, we just let our mind wander. Like it's just like scanning radio stations and whatever plays is what we listen to. But we need some more intention in choosing our mindset, focusing our attention where it's going to be the most productive so that our life can start to follow. It doesn't start with behavior. It doesn't start with behavior modification or behavior changes. It starts with what you think about and what you fill your attention with. So what you focus on shapes your reality 100%. What you give your attention to affects the way your outlook in life. So if we can begin to shift our focus just a little, we're going to see changes start to happen in our lives. And today I want to help you just do that. So let's talk about how your focus is your filter. It's the lens through which you see everything. If you go out expecting people to be dumb and to treat you like garbage, you're going to see people being dumb and treating you like garbage. You're going to be offended. You're going to be upset. If you go out playing fight cards with everybody you meet, don't be surprised when they start playing fight cards back to you. And that's just going to reinforce this idea that nobody wants to be my friend. But what happens if you go out playing friend cards? You're going to see people respond, for the most part, wanting to interact and wanting to have positive interactions and be your friend. So think of it like this. Two people can go through very similar experiences. Both people could lose their jobs, for example. One person comes out focused on, wow, it's been a great 10 years and I'm really thankful for this. And now there's a new opportunity in front of me. I could go back to school and finish that degree. I've always wanted. The other person comes out, this isn't fair. After all I've done for them, after all the hard work and it's easy for these two people to start going down very different roads. You get to decide what road you're going to go down. One of anger, frustration, bitterness, pain, misery. Nobody's going to want to join you on that road. And it's okay to have your moments. I mean, we all have our moments, but we got to snap out of this and we've got to focus on moving forward in a productive way. And what we focus our attention on is going to start to create the destination where we're going to arrive. If you're looking over the hill in this direction, you're probably going to end up going in that direction. Is that where you want to end up? Pause long enough to ask yourself that question. Your brain will always find what it's looking for. And if you're looking for how you've been mistreated, if you're looking for how life isn't fair for you, if you're looking for how other people are being mean to you, you're going to see it all the time. So the shift begins in training our brains with things like gratitude, with focusing on what we can control, and focusing a little bit more on positivity and on possibilities. Negative thinking creates mental prisons for us. And we can get caught in these prisons and stuck there for a long time. And sometimes people spend days, weeks, months, years in these mental prisons. So when life feels unfair, which it often does, because it is, remember when grandma told you, life's not fair, Tommy? Remember when she pulled you aside and told you that? That's something that she learned the hard way over years of experience. So instead of spiraling down, looking for who's to blame, getting stuck in self pity and helplessness, gosh, that doesn't sound good. Instead of that spiral, what if we could shift our thinking and shift the focus of our attention? Negative thinking isn't just a mood, it becomes our mindset, it becomes a way of life, it becomes our expectation going forward in life. So you think about how hard it is, you start to feel discouraged, you start to give up and act less and take less action and wallow in self pity and get stuck watching Netflix. And then you use your stuckness, that evidence of the fact that things just can't change. So it's a trap. And the only way out of it is to shift what you focus on. And you can start to do that right now. You can start to look for the possibilities and the positivity right now. So changing your focus of your attention changes your experience. All right, so I'm not saying to ignore reality. I'm saying to choose what you magnify and what you give your attention to. If you can if you can be thankful for what you do have and thankful for what opportunities are in front of you and begin to celebrate those things and celebrate your progress, even though you might be in a low spot right now and it may be difficult, you're making progress day by day. You're starting to get healthier. You're starting to take more assertive steps forward in life. Focus on the progress you're making. I know you got a long way to go and it feels overwhelming, but you can't control everything that happens, but we can control what we give our attention to. So the mind is where the battle is won. And guys, this is a constant struggle, but the mind is where the battle is won. If we change the way we think and we start talking to ourselves and telling ourselves what we're going to give our attention to, we start to shift the direction that we're going. Think about it like this. The Bible says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So every once in a while, we got to take the filters out and we got to wash those filters out and reprogram what we're going to give our attention to, because the filters get overwhelmed. So if you want a new life, you need a new lens, you need a new filter, you need a new perspective. And choosing gratitude over grumbling, choosing vision over victimhood. You don't have to wait for your circumstances to change to start living differently. We shift our focus and your life begins to follow. Shift your thinking and your actions begin to line up. So write down 3 things that you're thankful for. Just think about it for a moment. 3 things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for my marriage. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful that I have a relatively healthy body. I'm thankful for the financial help that I have, or the state that I'm in is not perfect, but it could be a lot worse. I'm thankful. And what are you grateful for? Take a few minutes and just think about that. And then catch yourself in those negative loops when you're starting to get very heavy and overwhelmed and very negative. Catch yourself in that loop and say to yourself something like this: well, there I go again. There I go again. Focused on all the negative, focused on what might go wrong, focused on how difficult everything is. And this is a season that I'm in, but it's not the whole story. It's a chapter, but it's not the whole book. And then maybe surround yourself with some positive voices. And if that has to be even positive television shows, comedies, or if it has to be music that you listen to, but maybe find some people out there in your life that have some positivity, that radiate joy and possibility, and spend some time with those people and limit your time with the negative Nancys out there in the world that are projects, that life never works for them. So let me leave you with this. You're not stuck because your life can't change. You're stuck because your mind hasn't changed yet. And we got to shift your thinking before we can shift, your direction in life. You can start to flip the script. You can shift the focus of your attention from despair to hope, from what's not working to what is working, from how far you have to go to the progress that you've made, from what's wrong to what is possible, from what is frustrating to what is wonderful. You could focus on all the negatives in your marriage, or you can start to warm up the marriage with positive action. You get to decide what's wrong with all my kids, or I want to catch them doing something great, and I want to admire them and give them some appreciation and start to positively reinforce the good. So when your focus changes, your life changes. Your life begins to shift. Um, and you focus on progress, you focus on what's possible. What you'll see is a lot more things are possible than maybe you ever realized. I'm here to help you in this journey. We're going to do this together. It's not easy, but we're always improving, always learning, always being humbled because we have so far to grow. If I can help you in any way, please reach out to me. I'd love to work with you. My name is Tom LaHue, and be present to life. I'll see you next time.